Hello everybody, and welcome back. My name is Keith. I am building an adventure game, 2D point and click, and um, today I am going to go back into story, so it's back to story time, guys. Um, okay, so this is actually what I was working on just a little bit ago, so I'd have some little bit of background footage. So let's go ahead and start with this.
Merry tongues. Good night.
And let's mute that. I'm listening to the Hobbit audiobook. Anyways, so the last time, let's wait. Okay. I'm going to do titles, I'm going to do descriptions and stuff in a moment. But right now, I'm going to go straight to the story. And I should start this up. And it's already been a minute. I'm going to try to keep it down to to 12 minutes. Okay, so what was I was going to do a synopsis, right? Enchanted Magical Resort turned upside down. Most of the hotels are closed, as well as most of the dining places and schools. Halfway, the Wizard Supreme and King's advisors just gotten fired and finds out Enchanted has been purchased by some stranger known as Max. Okay. So let me go back over to my plot points again, because I'm really trying to lock down this. What is part one about, right? We know the whole thing is about somebody coming over, taking over Enchanted Lands, and we know things are wrong. We just don't know what. And so what you know what's going to be the whole game, the whole crux of the game here. Let's see. Draw, get summon. Okay, let's see. Okay. So then, when we go into part 2, let's do this again. What happens when we get? How do we get from plot point 1, where John enters Enchanted Lands, to the midpoint, where they discover Max's plans? And we have to cover a lot of ground, see? And so the only way to do that is to get underground. Okay. So part 2 says, John and Halfway discover that Maximilian's is none other than previously banished sorcerer Maximilian Spell. Okay. Also, the tourists who were taken there now zombified slaves. So, one of the things that you're going to have to do is you're going to have to somehow, somebody's going to have to somehow get underground. So this is the part, this is what I was still trying to figure out here. You know, I have these cool ideas for these characters and stuff, but I don't really have a solid goal here. And at this point it's a mystery, so you kind of don't know much of what's going on. So part of it, see John entering, see the part 1 here, John entering Enchanted Lands has got to be like the end, or the end goal. The end goal is to get help, okay, and to figure out what's going on. Now, what kinds of things go on to get there? I kind of wish Actually, it looks like in this video I'm not going to get that much done either. But let's see if I can. Let's pull up an old gamesafoot.com. Okay, so Enchanted Lands. Little update. Start shading John's room. Black sketch. The bad part is I've lost all my notes for the characters, and I don't think I've lost them. I think they're somewhere in. I got many boxes and crates and whatever, and I think they're actually hidden somewhere. You know, they weren't where I thought they would be, so they're actually somewhere else. I'm not sure where exactly. So max plot lines, everything is supposed to happen. Let me see some of this here. Everything was supposed to happen prior to the first main character entering the game, but I resolved it by making max plans coincide with everyone else's. I added new goals, something to make more complete max plans to conquer the realms. Maybe I should just go through these, and then character fun is just. So maybe okay. So maybe I should kind of skim through all the Enchanted Lands entries. And it does seem kind of boring, and I forgot and covered this up. Let's watch this. There. So at least there you have something to look at while I actually go and figure this out. So, okay, so this is the intro here. Magical world, your dreams come true. You can slay a dragon, romance a princess, become a king. You can have the dwarves mine gold and precious jewels. You can fight witches or wizards, or try your hand at being a fairy godmother. All is in the realm of possibility. Or if you like, you may just stay at one of our many fine hotels with enough magic in them to keep you entertained for a relaxing getaway weekend. At least that's what the brochure says. Enchanted Land's primary source of income was the tourist trade. It had a huge slump. Tourism dropping off with the news of evil witches and wizards and fierce dragons, real ones. The dwarves are getting greedy. They used to mine it for the fun of it, but now they rarely see anyone. There's also news of someone long since gone who's returned to take over the magical realm, perhaps to use Enchanted Land's magic to rule all the other realms connected to it. And then there's news of Eel's favorite son, Prince Matthew, who decided when he reached 18 he would go off and see the worlds, and perhaps decide whether or not he wants to return. The only problem is no one has heard from him since, and his father, King Daniel, has died, and since turned over the rule of the kingdom over to the Council of Elders, headed by a man with delusions of grandeur whose only thought is to take over the neighboring worlds. Now the Fairy Godmother Academy has become a secret society, letting no one in, and more importantly, letting no one leave who's joined before. Wizards Academy has been closed until further notice, and it's been heard that the night school has been increasing their training schedule and using real weapons, not magical ones used to fight magical dragons on a weekly vacation. Excuse me while I pop this up. Okay. Okay, that sets the stage. I hope the funny, enchanting graphic adventure game full of magic, mayhem, and perhaps a little warp sense of humor. I've only written down stuff for characters I want in the game, some puzzles, some in-jokes, nothing major on this yet, but be forthcoming. Okay, so already right now, his father, the king, is not dead, or at least, you know, obviously there's spoilers here, but that's because I figure that if you're I figure if you're interested in the game development here, you would be okay with some spoilers. Okay, so let's see what we got here. Okay. Talking to some guys on IRC about adventure game design. Guy came up with a list of things to work on: stories, characters, puzzles, inventory. Okay, story, multiple player characters. Okay, that's nothing to do with the actual story there. Last composed shown poly through several older stories related to the project. Variations that don't gel with each other. One instance, we have an opening that shows a young man open a portal to another world after living in a world for his 18 years. Another one, which a young girl who's his girlfriend was thrown into a portal to our world and then somehow is united with them, with the special fact that she's from his world only 100 years into the world's future. I don't remember that. Another part, which was entitled The Seventh Gem. I heard main characters actually be one of the 7 gems, essentially a prince, the only one to return out of the 7 brothers. There's another backstory that the king and queen have a daughter who in turn has a suitor at night who appears to be good but is really in it for own nefarious purposes. The queen becomes deathly ill. It's really not 7 gems. I reread my intro, I like it a lot. Our main guy goes and sees our world, eventually forgetting who he is, and when he comes back in the world, is in trouble. Okay, so that was talking about several different story ideas or iterations that I had. Okay, so let's check out this one, Design Magic. And we're almost done with this video, so I'll see you in a little bit. But here, let's just scan this real quick. Prototypes. Figuring out this way. Opening. Oh wow, this is just whoa. This is like an intro that I had written, which isn't that important. Final overview. Progress. Category finding Enchanted lands. Okay. That's just the increasing the training schedule. If there's only someone to solve these mysteries, the king's son could be found. Okay. Alright, so let's go ahead and stop, reset, let that play out for just a second. So, although I didn't like the other story ones, I haven't been getting that much done lately, of course. I am going to try really hard to actually work on the story. In fact, this whole day might be another dud, but it's just kind of part of the process. Sometimes you got it, sometimes you don't. And more often than not, I don't have it. So you're just going to have to bear with me until I finally gain some traction. I keep talking stuff, I keep doing stuff, and then finally something will work out, something will happen. So I would like to thank you for watching, and please stay tuned for the next video.